What up, bitches? It's the misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. Today I want to talk about a rock and roll or a punk rock musician by the name of Mike Ness. He's part of a group called Social Distortion. Some of y'all might have heard of him. They're sort of a legendary outfit in the punk rock community, and and he's in trouble. He's being accused of attacking a Trump supporter at one of his shows. Okay, and this is kind of close to me, and I'll tell you the reason why. I've kind of shared this in the past, how I really used to be deep into some of the punk rock shit, you know. Always used to go to CBGBs with my boys, and you know, frequent St. Mark's and all of that stuff, Greenwich Village. So you know, I know a thing or two, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I still listen to the music, you know. I still listen to Casualties, Exploited. I still got a few CDs in my collection. Still listen to my New York City hardcore as well, you know. I always got to represent with like Biohazard and Cro-Mags and all that shit. But anyway, this story is just, let's just get into it. All right, we'll go into this article, then I give the fucking breakdown at the end. Trump supporter claims he was attacked by the lead singer of a punk rock band when he jeered the frontman's political statements. Tim Hildebrand of Galt says the attack happened at a Social Distortion concert at the Ace of Spades in Midtown. Hildebrand says he grew up listening to the band's music and was excited to attend one of their shows, but never thought he'd leave bloody and bruised at the hands of a famous musician. Cell phone video taken at the concert captures the moment the Social Distortion fan says he was beaten up by the band's frontman, 56-year-old Mike Ness. Click here, blah, blah, blah. I'll link it to you guys. I wasn't able to defend myself because people in the crowd were holding me back, he said. Hildebrand said that the singer gave him two black eyes, a busted lip, a concussion, and almost knocked out one of his teeth. The chaos broke out at a concert on July 17th, but before things turned physical, Hildebrand says the show turned political. Hildebrand says the singer started bad-mouthing President Trump and America, and the Republican farmer from Galt didn't like it. I stood pretty much with my silent protest with my middle finger up for the next two songs. Ness didn't like that, and in the video you can see him motion Hildebrand to the stage where the singer spits in his face. Hildebrand says the two were yelling at each other when Ness lunged towards him. Takes his guitar off, jumps off the stage, and proceeds to punch me multiple times in the head. Hildebrand says he was dragged out of the venue by security and filed a police report with officers who were standing outside. He plans to press charges. Someone that has the status he does shouldn't get away with assaulting someone. It was a little bit excessive, said Social Distortion fan James Malden. Malden says while Ness acted unprofessionally, music fans should understand controversy is part of the punk rock culture. Wow. If you're that into politics, don't put yourself in a situation where it could become a problem for you, said Malden. That's bold to say. Attacked in the middle of a show by the very person he paid to see, Hildebrand now wants the popular punk rock singer to pay for his actions. If he wants to have a talk someday, man to man, I would love that, but he would have to not be a child about it. I agree. Sacramento police say they are aware of the incident and say it is under investigation. CBS 13 reached out to the band's manager, who said the band has no comment. Okay. My thoughts on this shit. Let me get back to you. I've said this several times on this channel. That violence should be, it is the last resort. This shit that the far left, and yes, I'm gonna say it's the far fucking left, because this has to do with Hollywood, celebrities, media, and musicians. Apparently, they have Trump derangement syndrome. And I know some of y'all might say, well, you said you're a conservative, so you're a little bit biased in the situation. Well, yes and no. Yes, I do believe that people should have the right to say what they want, and people have the right to respond in kind, which is what he did. He didn't assault, Hildebrand didn't assault Mike Ness. If you watch the video, Mike Ness spit at him and jumped off stage and attacked him. So who's in the wrong here? Why? Because and you know, I'll link you the video. It's so funny. I'm reading all these comments all over the place. People are actually advocating this shit because he put his middle fingers up in response to what Mike Ness was saying. And I skipped over it in this article. It was a little caption under the where you see the guy actually, Tim Hildebrand, talking from Skype, talking about the incident. He says, I paid for your music, not for your politics. And that's how a lot of people feel. You know what I mean? And some people, it's fair, I guess it's fair to say, some people might say, well, yeah, you know, what about people that talk about politics in their music and this and that? I guess at that point, yeah, you kind of know what you're getting into if you're going and you feel differently, but it should never resort to violence. You know what I mean? And I know some of you, I read one comment, what about Nazi punks fuck off? Yeah, I'm familiar with all that. I'm familiar with Nazi punks fuck off. But it's kind of hypocritical coming from a culture who doesn't like to be generalized or marginalized. I'm talking about the punk rock culture now. Because again, I used to hang out with these guys. I mean, I still do have friends that we all grew up and we still are into New York City hardcore, and we're still into the music and all of that, and the lifestyle to an extent. But you don't like to be generalized as a punk rocker, as a hardcore dude. You don't want to be generalized as, because I remember growing up, these motherfuckers, they're all fucking dirty. All they do is drink and do drugs. They're violent, and that's not everyone in punk rock. So how can you sit and say that someone that is a Republican or conservative is automatically a Nazi? That's an insult to people who actually went through the Holocaust. That's why I tell y'all, stop using that term. It's a stupid term. It doesn't mean shit. You're demeaning the actual meaning of the term and people who actually went through real strife. You know what I mean? During the era of the Nazis. So just because someone disagrees with you ideologically doesn't mean you can go around assaulting them. That's stupid. You know? It's and this is coming from the side that believe they're so tolerant. No, if you were tolerant, you would sit and have a discussion and say, why do you think this way? And you just be fucking grown about it. I'm sick of the left acting like petulant fucking children. I'm sick and tired of that shit. And Mike Ness, let me speak to you real quick. I know you probably don't care. I'm a small nigga compared to you. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about in terms of popularity. You're a legend, whatever. Dude, you're in your fucking 50s, bro, and you're running around acting like you're fucking 4 years old. Like some like daddy said to you, no, you're going to bed at 9 o'clock, and you're running around having a temper tantrum. You know, like, why are people championing that? Like, you know, I disagree with you politically. Let's just get that totally out in the open. I do disagree with you politically, so come at me. But that's bullshit. You know, that's neither here nor there. But you put yourself in a position that now you could most likely lose everything. And to be honest, I hope you do, because you shouldn't be, you of all people should not be conducting yourself like that. No way. No, sir. I don't care how punk rock it is. I don't care like that fucking dude statement. Well, you should understand that controversy follows punk rock. So what? Why would you further perpetuate that? You know what I mean? Have a conversation. Say, why is it that you think that way? And listen, you could agree to disagree and go about your methods, or you could say, okay, I could kind of see this, or how about listening to my point of view, and this is why I believe this, and walk away. I hope it was fucking worth it, and I swear to God, I hope Tim Hildebrand sues you for everything you fucking got. Every show that you perform, you're putting money in his pocket, because that shit is bullshit. I don't stand by that one bit. And all you fucking weak motherfuckers that are sitting here saying, oh, it was a good thing that he did that, I don't see none of y'all going around doing that shit. You know? Meanwhile, this guy's gonna be facing charges. I hope he does face charges. I hope he does. And listen, Tim, don't sit there and accept just an apology. You take the apology and you take the settlement. You take the money as well. All right, but money come first. Then you say, no, he needs to give me an apology, because this behavior shouldn't be put out there. I hope y'all see where the violence is coming from, and that's it. That's all I gotta say. Everybody else, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Also, subscribe, and that's it. Peace, bitches.